Yeah, I mean, it was 21 years ago. I used to share a box with a mate of mine across the road, and basically they put the price up to something like 45, 50,000 pounds. And my business was buying and renovating houses, so I thought, well, why don't I try buying a house close to Goodison, renovating it, taking all the boys over to the house, and using this as our corporate suite. So I bought the house for £21,000. It was 20 odd years ago. Renovated the whole thing up, as you see. And gradually we went from 10 members up to 24. You come in here 2 hours before the game starts, help yourself to what was in the bar. It's all quality stuff. And you just help yourself, whatever you want to drink. We have a chef that comes in. This is a nice 2-course meal served by a waitress, and we have a guy in the door as well. After the game, we all come back to celebrate, or should I say at the moment, commiserate after our poor results. We've had many celebrities in here. Well, the biggest celebrity was Howard Kendall. Howard was a very good friend of mine. We used to pick him up from Formby for every home game, run him in. And that was his chair in the corner. This is Howard's corner, the little montage in memory of Howard. Also, up on the wall there, there's Christy Berg, who came in one day because he's a red nose. He's a Liverpool fan. And he came in and because he was doing a function for me for the Variety Club of Great Britain in Liverpool that night. So we're on this table, and I said, you know, if we get the invite to one of the executive boxes, you're going to sing Lady in Red, but you've got to throw blue in somewhere. And on the night, it was Lady in Red and blue just for you, and I got the thing. What a nice fella he was. Robert Plant's been in, Led Zeppelin. He's pictured there with Duncan McKenzie, one of our ex-players. Phil Taylor, the darts player, world champion numerous times. He's been in. John Bailey comes in every single week. Howard used to tell loads of stories about him. I think one of the best was he came to see Howard at the end of the season, and he said, Gaffer, I'm not with you next season. He said, I've got a new job. So he said, where's that, Bales? He said, Cape Town United, player manager. He said, double the money you're giving me here, he said. All found, lovely company car, he said, and yes, I'm looking forward to it. So Howard said, well, what about the apartheid, Bales? He said, yeah, 2 bedrooms on the beach. And you can believe that. Well, Howard said that anyway. Yeah. So, John Bailey came in. Dave Watson came in. They were playing Norwich on Saturday, but the least we say about that, the better. There's loads and loads of players just come in. I mean, they come in mainly not to see me, but to see Howard. Yeah, so it's a pity that our star guest has passed away, unfortunately, and he's greatly missed by everybody.
Everton worthy winners of the FA Cup in 1984. Howard Kendall, who lived through such tortuous times, especially early this season, sees his season and his team's season end in triumph.
I would love this place as well because it was somewhere, you know, he could sort of go and have a quiet drink if you like. On the odd occasion when we got, like Andy Ray came back, Andy Gray, and there was Sharpie, John Bailey was in here, and one of the lads has got loads of videos, and so whatever matches we put on the DVD, the players would know exactly what happened next. Who kicked the football? Who did this? It was just the memory is unbelievable, and you get John Bailey talking about through probably his only goal for Everton, and Andy Gray, like he wasn't Sky Sports, he'd be stopping the action and telling what happened next, and it was just a laugh, a great laugh.
And you mentioned before that you've had both Reds and Blues, and you've got a funny story about one time when Everton played Liverpool. You were actually locked in the stadium. Yeah,
well, that was the 4-4 game, Kenny Dalglish's last game. Howard invited me down to his little office, which is through the home dressing room to the right again. It's in the corner. So there was me, Colin Harvey, Griff, and Father Brian. So we got the champagne because it was a great game. We bounced back 4 times, I think, that night. Don't know what time it was, but it was late. And Howard said to Colin, go and phone me and Ray a cab, get us back home. So he's gone back after 5 minutes. He says, Gaffer, we're locked in. The stadium was locked down. Alarms on, shutters down. Everything, don't know what we're going to do. So we phoned Harry, the groundsman, who lived locally. He came round, no teeth in, slippers on, effing and blinded, because we got him out of bed. He said, I'm going to knock half the alarms off. He said, you got to duck when you're going through the reception to say me setting the whole thing up again. And he got his out, we got home.
We all had to like pretty much crawl.
More or less, yeah. And the state that we were in, we were crawling anyway.
And obviously you're synonymous with that 80s team, but you also got to know the 90s team well, and you were good friends with Duncan Ferguson.
Yeah, I was. I still am, actually. I met Big Duncan when he first came down. He stayed with a mate of mine, and we became friends, and there's one or two stories about Duncan Amakachi. He was getting married in Tunisia to Miss Tunisia, and he invited all the lads and myself over to the wedding. Well, everybody had other plans, but it's like Duncan was a single person, so he didn't have a family to worry about, and we had a little chat one night. He said, how do you fancy going? A surprise now for the weekend. So we did it. There was me, Duncan, a guy called Stephen, and we're sitting there, and Stephen just wasn't feeling too well at all. It must have been something he ate. I forget the 16 bottles of wine, but and he just wasn't feeling well at all. Anyway, these two guys turned up. It's a father and son, and they were getting the full treatment of the bar staff, you know, proper VIP celebrities. So they sat with us. We asked them, would they like a drink? So we got them a drink. Next thing, the older guy says, is your friend all right? So I said, he's not very well at all. We probably got to go find a doctor for him, you know. So he said, well, come with me. So we took Stephen away. Come back about an hour later, and Stephen's like that. Ray, he said, he's a prince. He's a prince. He hasn't got a castle, but he's got a nice home. He said, I've got there. He's phoned the doctor, his own personal physician. He's come round, and he's sorted me out with some bits and pieces. He said, so I'm feeling better now. So then basically we went. Stephen didn't make it because he still wasn't too well. So me and Dunc turned up, large vodkas and tonic in each hand. They're all queuing up at the side of the pool, and they've got like two thrones basically, him and his bride. And they've been introduced one by one to all the guests. Of course, me and Duncan just nick into the queue, and with our heads down like that, and as we turn it, went up like that. Cheers, hello, and he went, oh, made up your hair, it's fantastic. And we're really surprised. The wedding went great. Following day, I said, we'll pick you up about 7 o'clock. He said, we're going to go to a nightclub, and it's in the desert. So it's a bit of a ride, but you know, so he's picked us up. Hour and a half, which is a long time to go for a night to a nightclub. Across the desert, we finally got this massive big place in the middle of nowhere. And we're all in there having a drink, you know, massive place. Next thing, there's a voice in the sort of background. Ray Parr, what are you doing here? It was Pete Price from Radio City. Pete Price was there. He's a DJ in Liverpool, and basically he comes over to me. I introduced him to everybody else, and Duncan said, I'm supposed to be the famous one here, and I'm so unbelievable, from Liverpool, a DJ in this club, and he was doing some DJing in the club. Fantastic.